Haidong. In this video, we're going to talk about aspects of spinning focus, number one. Now, most of you probably heard spinning focus and you're like, what is that? Like, what could it possibly be? So unfortunately, because of the way the Federation is, I can't show you the whole thing. However, these concepts are going to be true whenever you do spinning, which is why it's called spinning focus. So I'm thinking about something like in Ssangsu 4, right? So we do the spinning uppercut, for example. There's tons of other combinations that do have spins that you can, again, use that same idea. So if you don't know this particular combination, the examples I give will give you an idea about what I'm talking about. But let's take a look. The first idea is make sure you have linear motion. Now you might be thinking, the spinning combination should be like angular, etc. No, right? So as you're spinning, you want to maintain a linear idea, right? So this is going to be true with the second aspect I'm going to be talking about a little bit. But your footwork, let's just start with the footwork. So let's not even have our fancy sword drawn yet. So if I'm in my kimase, and I'm going to do, again, sose, right? As I'm here, it shouldn't be, this is going to look so silly, here, right? Let alone when we start going backwards this way, right? So instead of, again, doing like a Western kind of step, you want me thinking, again, linear. So if I'm here and I'm sotose, it's going to be forward, turn through, forward. Again, so you're going to minimize the amount of spinning for a couple reasons, right? So for one, it's going to minimize the damage to your body, because your body's really good with forward and backward motion. It's okay with twisting motions. It is not particularly okay if you have bent joints and stuff like that as you're also spinning. So it's not good to end here and then just keep on turning in. Your body's not really intended to withstand that much turning, as opposed to the body is very strong in that pushing motion. So as I'm here and I'm sotose, if I try to do a round this way, I can feel on the sides of my knee and the inside of my hip that something's being twisted, versus if I'm here, I'm cutting forward, pivot, forward, cut. It's going to be a lot more stable and powerful. It's going to be a little bit of a difference here. This is actually something that, again, to name drop because I can. So Master Jenko and I had a very interesting conversation about gathering versus pushing your energy. So with this one, you can do really either, right? So you can think about going in and stepping forward, gather, and push. And you can also think about push and then spin in, push. So there's a little bit of a difference there. We're emphasizing the push versus the gathering, but it's going to be the same idea. So make sure you think about linear stepping, and this is going to be true for example, Ssangsu 4, which is the one I was talking about before. When you're here, turn, if I'm going to do this kind of thing, it's going to be very damaging to my knees, my body. I'm not engaging my glutes at all. It's just going to be generally not as good as it could be. One way that can help that is actually my second aspect, and that's going to be cutting forward, not around. Again, when we think spinning, we think about, again, turning with a cut. Again, maybe something similar to, again, Yedo 5, when we have that nice kind of motion. However, not with most cuts they're trying to damage people with. That is a clear that's used in Yedo 5. I want to be able to cut, spin, cut something. So for example, if you ever see like a really good bamboo cutter, like Master Lee from Korea, like he does so many spin cuts, he can destroy bamboo so beautifully and so elegantly. I can only dream to be that good. However, you want to be able to cut with those motions. So if you do spinning and you think about turning as you cut, it's not going to be nearly as powerful. So let's take a look, right? So if I'm here and I'm doing my happy dive cut, if I think about coming across, around the head, across, that's going to really emphasize spinning on my knee. Even if I'm kind of gathering up and going forward with my linear motion, as I turn, that's going to give extra damage to my knee. That's not going to be helpful. Versus cutting more forward. So again, you're trying to cut a target in half, right? So if I'm here, I cut forward. Again, the momentum of the cut's forward as opposed to across. Forward, gather it in, forward. So everything's gonna be a lot more pushing. I'll do it facing you as well. So instead of me, right, we're noticing I'm going to kind of have a bit too much on my knee. Going forward, right, so if I'm here, again, cutting forward, forward, forward. It's gonna be a lot easier to maintain that linear motion. It's gonna be easier on your body. It's gonna do a lot more damage to the, I'll say bamboo, we'll say bamboo, to the bamboo, as opposed to, again, that spinning motion, which is gonna be less powerful, it's gonna be more damaging to your body, generally not as good. And a third idea, and this is also gonna help with the same idea of linear and pushing motion, is make sure you're driving with that back knee. This is also going to be true for the glute, right? So really engage that glute to really push, but that back knee is going to really help you have a crispness to your cut. It's also going to help dissipate any internal twisting motions. Again, this is the reason why Ssangsu is so good as a sword stance, is like as I'm cutting in this way, if my knee goes in this way, it counterbalances the horizontal motion. My body can generally absorb a lot of front and back motion, again, not a lot of horizontal. So if we do the same thing here, and I kind of do, we'll do something a little bit different. We'll do the uppercut, right? As we're here, as we think about that uppercut, really drive that knee underneath. So if you've ever done like an uppercut open hand punch, it's not, right? It's not like a Mario punch. You really drive that hip in, drive that knee in. That's not the knee, that's the knee, but I was too lazy. Drive that knee in and punch. It's gonna be upset, drive that knee, and upset punch, right? So it's gonna be the same idea with the uppercut, right? It's the same name actually. But if we're here, again, driving that back knee in, cut, 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 cut. Make sense? Actually, that should have been other uppercut if we're doing spinning focus. I was thinking about the form 4. So if you are doing the spinning focus, it should be 1, 2. Right, so really driving that back knee in to help the kikintai ichi, again, the synchrony of your motion. And that's mostly it, right? So the spinning focus is really relatively simple. It's a really good drill to do for endurance, right? That's something that I do for my students if I want to work on endurance or strength or something like that. It really works well with that. So if you know the combination, super awesome, right? You're probably one of the few-ish masters that know it. However, if you don't know it, you can probably take these ideas and still apply them to like something like, again, Ssangsu 4 is the combination I keep on going back to because it's really good with that. It's also true for something spinning like in Ssangsu 5 where we do like cut defense, as well as, again, many other spins that we do in Gumdo. So if you can, try to learn that combination. Again, I can't because Federation. However, if you can find a master who knows it, go to one of the seminars and maybe like ask around a little bit. You can maybe learn it from someone and it'll be lots of fun. But I guess with that, make sure you stay safe, stay humble, and keep training and improvise. So just like take these ideas and apply them to other things as well in case you don't know the combination. Haidong!